My boyfriend Caleb Hamilton is the target I must complete. The system stipulates that as long as he agrees to marry me before my 25th birthday, my mission is considered successful. But he doesn't love me. Caleb only sees me as a substitute for the woman he loves, Phoebe Hunter. The position of wife in his heart is forever reserved for Phoebe. I know the whole truth, so I'm afraid of making him angry. I just casually mention marriage and don't dare say more. Until my 25th birthday, this is my last chance. I knelt on the ground covered with roses, trembling as I handed the ring to Caleb. I begged him, "Caleb, will you marry me? Even if it's fake, even if you're lying to me, please marry me. I'm begging you. Otherwise, I'll die." But Caleb just sneered, then picked up a bouquet nearby and slammed it to the ground. He said, "Know your place. You're just a stand-in, how dare you have such thoughts? Listen up. Phoebe is coming back today. Pack your things and get out of here. Even if you want to die, do it far away. Don't let me see it." Watching Caleb's resolute departing figure, I slowly revealed a smile. I thought, all right. Then I'll do as you wish. The system anxiously said in my mind, "Host, hurry and chase after him. This is your last chance. If Caleb doesn't accept your proposal, you really will be erased." But I just stood there numbly, staring at the door Caleb had slammed shut. I smiled faintly and said in a hoarse voice, "Chase? What's the point of catching up?" The system said, "But." I interrupted it, "No buts. He won't agree. From start to finish, his heart has only ever had Phoebe. I know this all too well." Caleb's phone wallpaper is a photo of Phoebe, and his lock screen is a picture of him with Phoebe. All his passwords contain Phoebe's initials and birthday. Sometimes, even in intimate moments, Caleb holds me and murmurs the name Phoebe. I, the official girlfriend, live completely like a shadow. I bent down and picked up the ring buried under the rose petals. The cold touch of the ring feels just like my heart right now. Caleb must be on his way to pick up Phoebe right now. Sure enough, not long after, my phone screen lit up with a breaking news alert: billionaire CEO Caleb spotted at the airport, intimately picking up his first love. Another headline read, "Caleb's romance revealed, the two share a kiss at the airport. Caleb openly admits, she is the love of my life." The news included a high-definition photo and a short video. Caleb, dressed in a sharp suit, wore a gentle smile I had never seen before, tightly holding a woman with a great figure. That woman was Phoebe. Caleb openly admitted it in front of the reporter's cameras without any hesitation. He said, "That's right, she is the woman I've loved for 10 years. Years ago, we had to part ways due to reality. Now, I will never let go of her hand again." Looking at their tightly held hands in the photo, the comment section completely exploded. "They are such a perfect match. Only such an outstanding woman deserves Mr. Hamilton. I heard Ms. Hunter is Mr. Hamilton's true love. He stayed unmarried for so many years because of her. After waiting so long, he's finally with her." Some questioned, "But how do I remember there was a woman by Mr. Hamilton's side before, seemed like his girlfriend?" Someone immediately refuted his statement, "What nonsense are you talking about? Everyone knows Mr. Hamilton is devoted and loyal. Even if there were women, they must have been the ones pestering him. They're disgusting." This skeptical comment was quickly deleted amid numerous rebuttals. Looking at those harsh words and images, my heart ached deeply. I remembered before, I had cautiously asked him, "Caleb, can we post something on Instagram to let others know we're together?" Caleb immediately frowned, his tone full of irritation. Caleb said, "Isabella, are you being childish? What's the point of posting this? My social circle doesn't need to know about these private matters. Isabella Ferguson is my name." I tried to explain, but Caleb interrupted me, "All right, stop. I don't like this. Don't bring it up again." Turns out, it wasn't that he disliked making the relationship public, he just disliked the fact that the person was me. Turns out, the difference between loving someone and not loving them can be so cruel, so obvious. Caleb could stand in front of the camera without hesitation for Phoebe, declaring his love to the whole world. But he wouldn't even spare me a tiny, insignificant corner. The system is still trying to make a final effort. It said, "Host, maybe there's still a chance." I closed my eyes wearily. Then I said, "Forget it. Let it be." I thought, I'm tired. I'm really tired. Caleb hosted a grand welcome dinner for Phoebe. At night, fireworks lit up the entire city, almost painting half the sky red. Next, a swarm of drones rose, forming a giant heart and the words "Phoebe, welcome back" in the sky. I thought, what a grand scene. For Phoebe, Caleb really spared no expense or effort. I quietly looked away, then turned to the small, lonely birthday cake on the table. I bought it, with a single 25 numeral candle on top. I picked up the spoon, scooped a small piece, and put it in my mouth. It tasted so sweet, overly sweet, so much that it left a bitter feeling in my heart. The system said, "Host." Its voice sounded somewhat weak. I swallowed the bite of cake and stood up. I said, "It's fine. I'm used to it." I didn't want Caleb to feel I was in the way, so I quickly started packing. Luckily, I don't have much stuff. In this house, I've always felt like a temporary guest, afraid to leave too many traces of myself. I didn't take anything Caleb bought for me, only packed a few old clothes I brought and some small items. By the time I was almost done packing, the clock on the wall had passed midnight. My 25th birthday had passed. Almost at the same moment, an indescribable weakness suddenly overwhelmed me. My legs gave out, and I collapsed onto the cold floor. Immediately after, a crushing pain erupted throughout my bones, as if they were being shattered. The system's purge mechanism began. It's a rare genetic collapse syndrome, lasting 3 days, with the pain intensifying each day until I finally succumb in utter agony. I clenched my teeth, trying to prop myself up, but it was useless. The pain engulfed me like a tide, and my vision began to blur. At that moment, the sound of a key turning came from the door. The next second, the door opened. Phoebe walked in, arm in arm with Caleb, smiling. Seeing me slumped on the ground, they both froze for a moment. Phoebe slightly raised her eyebrows, her tone tinged with curiosity. She asked, "Caleb, who is this?" Caleb's smile instantly vanished, replaced by undisguised disgust and irritation. He frowned deeply, his voice as cold as ice. Caleb asked, "Isabella, why are you still here? Didn't I tell you to pack up and leave immediately?" Before I could say anything, he immediately turned to Phoebe. The coldness on his face melted instantly, and his tone became very gentle. Caleb said, "It's nothing. She's just an ignorant servant. I'll have her leave right now." Servant? My heart felt like it was pierced by a knife, numbing even the pain in my body for a moment. I opened my mouth, wanting to explain that I didn't stay on purpose. But the intense pain only let me make broken sounds. Seeing me like this, Caleb seemed a bit puzzled. He asked, "What's wrong with you? Are you sick?" Maybe because I had never been this miserable, Caleb looked at me with a hint of pity in his eyes. He instinctively took half a step toward me. But the next second, Phoebe's sudden words interrupted his movement. She said, "Are you feeling unwell and want to stay here to rest?" "Caleb, she's feeling so awful, how can you kick her out?" Just 2 sentences made Caleb change his mind, thinking all this was just an act for me to stay here. He stepped back to his original spot, slowly revealing a mocking cold smile. Caleb said, "I really underestimated you. Are you acting in front of me? Who are you pretending to be pitiful for? You think this will make me soften and let you stay? Isabella, don't overestimate yourself. I'll count to 3, and you leave willingly. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude." The intense pain left me unable to argue, not even having the strength to shake my head, only gasping in agony. My silence and misery seemed to anger Caleb even more. He completely lost his patience and directly took out his phone to call his driver. Caleb said, "Come up here and clear out the trash in the guest room along with the person refusing to leave." Soon, his driver came up. He glanced at me and said, "Sorry, Miss Ferguson." Then, he propped up my nearly immobile body with one hand, grabbed my shabby-looking suitcase with the other, and almost dragged me out the door. The suitcase landed by my feet. The door behind me slammed shut, cutting off the bright lights inside and the faint laughter of Caleb and Phoebe. I took one last look at the place I once called home. Then, I humbly dragged my suitcase, limping into the dark night.